they're honest.
Yeah, the kind of honest that leaves a mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm Pixie, and this story is about grief, survival, and the complicated comfort of finding someone who understands your broken parts.
Yeah. And I'm No-No, here for the love that grows in the aftermath. Messy, intense, and anything but easy.
This is Heat Between the Sheets, where romance isn't always gentle and healing doesn't come without scars.
Mm-hmm. It's heavy, it's emotional, and it doesn't rush the pain.
No, so take a breath, because this one explores loss, obsession, and the slow, uncomfortable way love can bloom after everything falls apart.
Mm-hmm. Before we step into grief, obsession, and the kind of love that cuts deep, we need to throw out the warnings. This show is for entertainment purposes only. It's strictly 18 and older, and yes, there will be spoilers in this episode.
Yep. We'll be discussing trauma, loss, morally gray choices, and emotionally heavy themes. Triggers were listed at the tippy top of the episode, and you can always find the full list at hbtspodcast.com.
This one hits hard and doesn't pull punches.
So if you can't handle the heat, don't meet the qualifications, or don't want spoilers, this is your one and only chance to jump off the ledge before it gets painful. You know, this is terrible.
Still standing with us on the edge?
Good, because you've been warned. This episode is raw, intense, and emotionally brutal.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, subscribe to our channels, and share.
That's right. You know what?
That worked out well because this is a heavy episode, so
what
maybe
the hell I hit the air horn.
maybe that worked out well. We needed to break up a little bit.
A little bit. I really need to memorize these.
One day you will.
One fucking day.
That was perfect.
That was freaking hilarious. But the sound was down, and I don't literally understand how any of this shit works. So I don't even know if it recorded that.
You're like, this one looks good.
And then I'm like,
oh no, I heard it.
I'm like, okay, I thought it was a blue one. Maybe I need to put on there what colors to push.
I wonder if you could just put tape over them and write what they are on the tape.
I probably should.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a label machine.
Oh, there you go. Well, we have one at work. Just borrow that one.
Okay.
Actually, I might have one at home. So yeah, I have a small label machine.
Because I'll have to put because they're different pages. When I go to the next page, it's your little girl voice.
Okay, no, we don't ever have to use those. Ever.
Every single one.
Ever.
Maybe. One day we're going to figure out how to use this really well. And so I can just constantly push buttons. But
that's great. Yay.
And on a different note, before we get into the Did You Know, because we started recording once a month and we'd be mass record. So it allows us to leisurely read more.
I know, right? Isn't it amazing?
It's great. It's great. But I have been able to read all these books and I thought, man, do you know what would be really fun to do an episode on? An episode where we just talk about all kinds of random books about what we've just been reading.
Okay.
And I can just be oh my God, did you know I just read a book about severed penises?
And I'll be another one?
Another one. I just randomly came across another book.
And do we have it up there?
Yeah. And they actually put it in a jar.
Okay. And then sent it to us.
They collected, they didn't collect, but yeah, the dudes it's crazy. But anyway, the chick was I want his penis because she was pissed. So they ripped off the dude's penis and put it in a jar. And that became her thing. But the one was collecting uteruses from women and random vaginas. Yeah. And the other one was ripping dudes apart and creating art on his office walls with yeah. Clearly I have issues, and I was reading this going, this is a great book.
I was thinking maybe you shouldn't have so much time to pick what you're supposed to read.
But yeah.
Stick to our reading list, you weirdo.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought, oh, wow, we should really talk about this is what I read this last, whatever. But I thought it'd be fun. We could just kind of randomly chit-chat about all kinds of books. We can do an episode about just whatever.
Yeah, give us that, since we're only recording once a month. Okay, so this is what I read in the last month. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your did you know?
Let's hear it.
That was our squirrel moment, and I apologize.
Severed penises is always a squirrel moment.
Yeah, had to get that off the chest. Since this is going to be a heavier episode, had to get that out there.
Yeah.
So, did you know? So, did you know that grief does not come with instructions, a checklist, or a customer service number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I knew you did. Yeah, I did too. Despite what the internet seems to believe, there is no magical point where you finish grieving and get your emotional completion badge.
Dang.
So I know it's not like the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or anything like that. Yeah. Psychologists talk about the stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, which sounds very organized. Except in real life, they behave more like feral raccoons. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They show up uninvited, knock everything over, scream in your emotional kitchen, and disappear the second you think you've adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
And grief after suicide? That's grief on hard mode.
Oh, yeah.
It comes with bonus content no one asked for.
No.
Guilt, anger, love, confusion, and an endless loop of what if? Society, of course, handles this beautifully by saying things like, they're in a better place, or everything happens for a reason.
Maybe just don't freaking say anything to people.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another
literally
option.
don't.
Just
Don't say anything.
yeah. Hug them. I'm sorry for your
Yeah.
loss, and move on. Which is great if the goal is to make someone feel worse
Yeah.
while pretending you helped. Grief doesn't want platitudes. Grief wants space, honesty, and maybe permission to be unhinged for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the part people really hate. Healing doesn't look impressive. It doesn't look inspirational. It doesn't look like a montage. Healing looks like functioning out of spite. It looks like laughing 1 minute and crying because a cereal box exists the next. It looks like being okay in public and absolutely not okay the second you're alone. And all of that still counts as progress, whether anyone claps for you or not. So, if someone seems fine after a loss, congratulations. They've mastered surviving in public. That doesn't mean the grief is gone. It means they've learned how to carry it quietly so other people feel more comfortable. Grief isn't weakness. It isn't failure. It's the price we pay for caring deeply. And unfortunately, the receipt lasts forever.
Jesus God. Thank you for summing up my life.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You are so welcome. I hope I healed everyone out there.
Were you reading my diary or what were you doing?
Well, don't leave it on your desk.
No.
While you're on work.
I live by myself, so I figured I would say, stop breaking into my house, stalker, and watching me sleep.
Oh, all right. So, with that lovely did you know, and I hope you all learned something from that, because I think we've all dealt with someone in our lives who have lost someone. Be respectful of what you're saying to them. And I know it's hard and awkward and uncomfortable when you're dealing with someone in your life who's lost someone. Like, oh my God, how do you approach, what do you say, right? I mean, obviously when I thought you died, I was, very sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
God, was I thankful you were still alive.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry, Lupe. But I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
She just got some misinformation or didn't read it right or whatever.
Tragic day for me. Tragic day. I thought I was suffering quite a loss there. So be respectful, be thoughtful on what you say. And sometimes you don't want to obviously necessarily text people because sometimes texting information can be conveyed not very well.
Yeah.
Especially if you're local or whatever. If you're going to see the person in the near future, be, thoughtful, considerate. Sometimes you don't have to say anything at all.
No, literally sit with them because they're sitting with it. And sometimes it just helps just to sit with them, with their grief.
Yeah. So people just know that, like your coworkers or whatever, if your coworker has lost someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to reach out and express yourself to them. Your coworkers know that you care. They just know. Some of your friends, they know that you care. You don't have to say anything all the time. Sometimes you just need to give them that time and that space. Let their immediate family deal with it at that moment. So give them the time. Silence is golden, they say, right? Yeah. Yeah,
don't fill the awkward silence. Like, and if you're going to say something, be honest. Like, one of my favorite things was one of my cousins came up and hugged me and just said, "This is horse shit." Yeah.
That's well said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As we're crying and laughing because he would totally meant it. Like, this is horse shit.
Yeah.
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 So yeah.
So anyway, obviously we're dealing with loss in today's episode. So go ahead, Miss No-No, and read today's book summary.
Okay. This is Darling Venom by Parker Huntington. Charlotte Richards never planned to be on that roof on Valentine's Day. Neither did Kellen Marchetti, the outcast everyone avoided and whispered about. But in one fragile moment, two broken souls met on the edge of ending everything, and instead of jumping, they made a promise. Every Valentine's Day, the same roof, to check in, to survive. For 3 years, they kept that promise, forging a bond built on pain, understanding, and the kind of connection only shared darkness can create. On the 4th year, Kellen made a choice that shattered everything Charlotte thought she knew and left her alone to carry the aftermath. Just when it seems like their story ends, another begins, one tangled in grief, guilt, forbidden love, and scars that refuse to fade. Darling Venom is devastating, emotionally raw romance about survival, loss, and the long, messy aftermath of loving someone when you're both drowning. This isn't a love story meant to be pretty. It's venomous, painful, and unforgettable, written in scars, not stars.
That's right.
It was so good.
It really was. Yeah. And again, this is a reread for us. We read this years ago, and we decided this would be a good one to do an episode for.
Yeah.
So our main characters, we have Charlotte Richards, also known as Charlie, Lottie, Dix, and Venom. She had a lot of names.
Yeah.
Poor little fella.
Happy birthday, Dix.
Yeah. She's smart, guarded, and held together with grit and sarcasm. She survives by compartmentalizing pain and weaponizing wit, even when grief keeps trying to swallow her whole. We have Kellen Marchetti, the school outcast with a sharp mind and deeper wounds. Quiet, intense, and painfully self-aware, he sees the world clearly and himself far too harshly. We have Dr. Tate Marchetti. Controlled, analytical, and emotionally barricaded. He believes structure can fix anything except the damage he refuses to confront himself. Then we have Terry Marchetti, the charismatic, reckless, and deeply complicated. He moves through life like consequences are optional, masking guilt and grief with charm and bravado. We have Leah Richards, protective, loving, and quietly exhausted. She's the steady presence trying to keep her family intact while everything fractures around them. We have Jonah, gentle, grounding, and emotionally perceptive. He's the rare calm in the storm, the one who listens without judgment and stays when it's uncomfortable. We have Reagan, sharp-tongued, loyal, and allergic to nonsense. She calls things exactly as she sees them and refuses to sugarcoat the truth, even when it hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Ooh.
Let's do this.
Okay.
So the book opens up with Charlotte. It's her birthday. She lives with her sister, Reagan, yes?
Mhm.
That's the sister. The older sister Reagan. So they... No.
Leah.
Leah, sorry. Yeah. I apologize. Leah. Her and her sister were like super close. Besties. And they lived together with their parents, and the sister was dating this douchebag.
Douche canoe.
Total douche canoe. And she was in college, and the little sister, Charlotte, she hated this douche canoe, hated him. And so she would always try to get her sister to like not go out with the guy. And whenever she needed her sister, they would do this with each other, penny for your thoughts.
Yeah.
Penny for your thoughts. And they would give each other a penny, and that would be their thing. Well, she had overheard and knew that her sister was planning to, I think, lose her virginity at this party, this like frat party thing with this douche canoe. And she was terrified for the sister. She did not want this to happen. So she was doing everything she could. She knew the parents were asleep. And so she was trying and hoping the parents would wake up to hear the sister leave. And so she tried to pull the penny for your thoughts card. And she goes, "Not tonight, Lottie."
Mm-hmm.
And bailed. And she was pissed.
Yep.
She was heartbroken. She was pissed. Douche canoe was smirking at her. Did his thing. What did he call her? Second best or something? Something like that. Like
if I can't get with your sister, I'll get with you.
Yeah. Indicating that kind of shit. It was gross.
Yeah. He sounded like a real creep.
Oh my God, it was gross. And so she was so pissed that when she was gone, she went into her sister's room, and her sister was a smoker, little secret smoker, and she attempted to smoke cigarettes. And she didn't like it, so she put the cigarette out, and she threw what she thought was the smashed out cigarette into the garbage can, and then went to bed.
Yep.
Well, the sister, which nobody was aware of, had cleaned all of her room and stuff, and so there were chemicals in the garbage can. Well, what happens when you have a not complete pushed out cigarette, slightly warm, a little bit of a cherry maybe still on that cigarette in a garbage can? Fire starts. Fire! Right? So the house catches on fire. The sister ends up coming home and rushes through the house and is only able to save Lottie.
Yeah.
The parents die in this fire. Leah ends up with all kinds of burns on her face and her arms, leaving her permanently scarred because of it. And so she's now stuck, basically, in her mind, raising her sister.
Yeah.
She's stuck with her sister. She has to drop out of school. They're stuck in this shitty ass apartment in ghetto part of town now because they had lost the house. Parents didn't have any insurance on the house, I believe. They did, but because the dad they didn't replace the batteries and the smoke detectors.
Yeah, it didn't really pay out much of anything.
They didn't really pay out enough for them to have anything. So they didn't, and they don't really have any family. So this is all in the New York area.
Yeah.
And so they're in this shitty apartment. I think it's a 1-bedroom apartment, basically. And in a ghetto neighborhood, the sister had to drop out of school. Now she's basically doing like a waitressing gig. And there is Jonah, who lives in their apartment complex, and he's a mechanic, and he sees past her scars and still wants to be with her. But she's so hates herself, and she resents her sister for it. Charlotte. And Charlotte was born on Valentine's Day. Yep. That's her birthday.
Yep.
And her sister, ever since this fire happened, has virtually ignored her sister on her birthday. And
she's just cold towards her.
Yeah. So she's very lonely. And she gets a scholarship to go to this private school that she has to take the subway to get to. And so she's kind of an outcast on that anyway. And goes to, so for Valentine's Day, she's like so depressed. She's kind of figuring, I'm going to end it on my birthday. There's this specific tower in this very old structure part of the school that's roped off. No one's supposed to go there. And so she's like, I'm just going to go jump off of it. I'll just make my sister's life better and not be here anymore. So she makes her way up to this top of this tower. She gets up there, And that's when she encounters Kellen. And she sees him sitting there, and she instantly knows what he's about to do. And for some reason, she screams at him to stop. And it startles him, but he's like, whoa, what the hell? Like, why is anyone else up here? Because he was up there to jump too. And he apparently had been watching her, because he's a total outcast. His father, Terrence Marchetti, he's a famous author. He wrote this book, one book. I mean, he's written many books, but there was one that was this enormous bestseller. Everyone in the world was like, oh my God, like worldwide, like everyone loved this book. So, and Kellen is also a writer. He writes very well. And his older brother, Tatum, he's like 15 years, the older half brother.
Yeah.
He's like 15 years older than him or something. It was a huge age difference. Anyway, the brother, Kellen's feeling, he's always had these like lonely feelings, whatever. And I think his mom died.
Yeah.
His mom died. Her. That's right. His mom died. He found her. And so his brother, Dr. Tatum, takes him in and is keeping him from his father, because apparently the brother feels that the father, Terrence, is a bad influence or whatever. And so Kellen is resentful to Tatum for that. And so he's just got all kinds of issues happening, all kinds of crazy issues happening. And he wants to off himself, like he's done. But he's been watching Charlie at the school. And she got the name Dix from one of her classes when they were talking about, I think it was like a sexual education type of a thing, right? And she was basically saying, I don't understand why guys can all sleep around and they all like basically pat it on the back, but girls do it and they're considered whores. So they're like, oh, she's Dix, whatever. Like
she likes a lot of dicks. Charlotta Dix.
Charlotta Dix, right? So she all of a sudden she became Dix. So her sister always called her Lottie. Her name is Charlotte. She went by Dix at that point at school by that, right? So he's startled, and he thought she was attractive. He really liked her, but he never spoke to her. He didn't speak to anyone. So when she yells, stop, like, don't jump or whatever she said to him, it startled him, and he was like, what the hell? And she's like, don't do it. It's not worth it, which is kind of comical.
Right, because that's what she was going to do. Yeah.
You're there to jump, but you're trying to stop someone else, which in retrospect, if you look at it, I don't think she really wanted to. Yeah,
no, I don't either.
But I'm wondering if she had gotten up there alone, would she have?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a great question.
Like if she had got that night, she was at that breaking point. Yeah. Early on in the story, and if she had gotten there, would she have sat down and been like, F it, and just jumped?
Yeah.
Or would she have evaluated and sat there? Because throughout the story, they have those thoughts and those comments about, if I jump, because I think she actually told him, what if you jump and you just break all your bones, or you're in a coma, or you're just paraplegic, but you're still alive? Like, is this the jump that's worth it? Like, do you think she would have had those second thoughts? It's hard. Yeah. Right? Like, I honestly, looking back, I don't think she would have jumped.
No,
I just think
this whole book, even going to do that, like, she's so strong. She doesn't know this about herself, maybe at that age, but man, like, when you actually hear about everything and why she's even thinking about doing it, you're like, this is what you've lived through. And then she's just automatically, no, I'm saving this guy. Like, I can't imagine that she would have done it, but you just never know, right? If she was alone, what she would have done.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people
her strength is uncanny, though.
Yeah, you're at that one. It just takes that one breaking point and that one bad decision. Anyway, so they end up sitting there talking, and she doesn't disclose that it's her birthday to him or anything, and she convinces him to, she asks him the questions like, why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? And he's not very forthcoming either with why he's there. Just kind of like, why are you here? Like, come on, dicks.
Right.
I mean,
until they do kind of open up.
Yeah, it takes a while, but then, they're there for hours talking on that roof, and not just like back and forth banter. It's very, I think, peaceful, them just sitting in the middle of the night talking. And I think he had beer that he had stolen from his brother in his backpack. He shares the beer, snacks, whatever. They just kind of sit there and they chit chat, and they kind of slightly get to know each other a little bit. And she forces him to make a pact with her. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. If you're going to do it, please talk to me first. But otherwise, let's meet here. Because he's like, you are not to speak to me. You are not to ever.
Very adamant about this,
acknowledge me in public, ever. And he did that a lot for her own benefit, because he was such a pariah in school. Yeah. And he didn't want to drag her down to that, because he knew that if she and him were associating, that they would all treat her even worse than she's already being treated. So, which is kind of funny considering his dad is this, famous guy. Like, why wouldn't they, regardless of his weirdness, like he would wear kilts and black makeup or whatever, like weird shit in their eyes, they think it's weird. Like, why wouldn't they just ignore that and be like, oh, you're just eccentric, it's your dad. Like, whatever. I don't know. You're in New York. I mean, it's weird, but whatever. I don't know. Prep school, I guess. Whatever. But yeah, they're very, very mean. He gets beat up. Yeah. Physically beat up a lot. And there's like one particular douchebag in that school. Like the typical jock dude, right? I can't remember his name. Mark. Of course it is.
Of course it's Mark.
Of course it's Mark.
At least it's not Chad.
Yeah, of course. So, so anyway, so she's like, fine, I won't acknowledge you. As much as she wants to like say hi to him or sit with him at lunch or whatever, she wants to do these things. She wants to be friends with him. She finds him attractive too. Yeah. But he's made it very clear, like, no, absolutely not. I will meet you on this roof every Valentine's Day at whatever, 10 p.m. Yeah. But after that,
they pass notes back and forth through books and stuff. Yes. So they do communicate, just not in person.
Right. I forgot about that. So they figured out each other, like their likes with the reading and the writing type thing. So they started like leaving books for each other with little notes, the notes inside. That was cute. Yeah. And so every year, and they would watch each other, and you would see little back and forth in the story about what they would see with each other. And then every Valentine's Day, they would meet on this roof. Every Valentine's Day would meet on this roof. And senior year, it was just before Kellen's 18th birthday, literally weeks shy of his 18th birthday. Yeah. And so it was Valentine's Day, and because he was born probably, I think, later in February or early March. And Charlotte was fighting with her sister, and her sister told her she needed to go
get her a pack of cigarettes.
Pick up a pack of cigarettes down. And she was like, I have somewhere to be. And she's like, I don't care. Like, go get this. Yeah. And she's like, damn it. So she had to go down to the store and come back.
And then she was late.
So she was late meeting Kellen at the roof. And when she got to the school, it was roped off. The police were there. She was freaking out. And it turned out he made the jump, and she was absolutely fucking devastated and didn't believe that it was really real until she did. Yeah. I think she found the penny that she had given him, because she did the whole penny for your thoughts with him. And yeah, that was heartbreaking. Yeah. To read that a little bit. Yeah. Like, I even was like, after I read that, I'm like, no, he didn't jump yet. Like, it's too early in the book. Yeah. What the hell do you mean he jumped already?
Yeah. What kind of book are we reading?
Yeah. Like, what is this? Because it literally happens really early in the book. And because they even stopped talking at one point because she was really concerned about him, and she went to the principal and reported his suicidal thoughts. And
she went to his house to try to find his brother. Like, she tried to get him help.
And he called... Kellen saw her sitting out there and called the cops on her.
Right?
Because he was so pissed that she went to the principal. And, so he wasn't talking to her. So it had escalated to that point. Like, he was really alienating everyone. And so she was at a loss. She didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
What else do you do? Who else do you talk to? You can't reach anyone. No one's listening to you. So, he had, at this point, now we're jumping ahead. I don't know how many years, 5 years?
Yeah.
I think it's about 5 years. She had finished school. She went to college. She got her degree. What did she get her degree in?
Journalism?
The journalism? I think it was, yeah. And
Writing, reading, literature,
she works for...
like a publisher,
this specific publisher in the area. And the specific publisher, it's pretty funny. She's an older woman who is really well known or whatever, and she's older lady, so she's pregnant. And she's very high maintenance.
Yeah, great.
I wouldn't say that's the
great
word.
way to describe her.
Okay. So she's
not a bad person.
No,
just high maintenance.
I really liked her a lot.
Yeah.
She was a great person, but she is high maintenance.
Yeah.
So she would she was having what she thought were contractions or
whatever.
Whatever it was.
Because it was gas,
Gas.
She's one of those.
That's what it was.
And
it was gas.
I'm too gassy. I need to talk to my doctor right now.
Yeah. So she told Charlotte she needed to call the doctor for her and get her in that day. Okay. Now, mind you, her doctor is apparently Dr. Tatum Marchetti. And he is like the doctor. He is hard to get into.
He's the guy everyone wants to spread their legs for.
Yeah, literally. And it's hard to get into him, blah, blah, blah. So when this is happening, it happens to be Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And
Charlotte's birthday. The day that Kellen jumped. Yeah.
Kellen's death anniversary, right? So she's trying to call the doctor's office, and she's going, oh, this can't be the same.
No.
This isn't the same.
Because Kellen did talk about his brother, and he did not like him.
Yes.
He had nothing nice to say about him.
Very, very
So
negative
she's familiar
things.
with this name, and she's by proxy, she hates him too. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I forgot about that. He talked a lot about his dad, and he talked very highly of his father. He talked to her about the brother and the brother's girlfriend. Because she thought the brother's
keeping me from seeing my dad. He's trying to control me. I mean, of course, you're going to find out later that's not really what was happening, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he had a different perception.
Yeah.
Warped perception of his brother Tate. And he conveyed that information to her. And of course, these are teenagers. So of course, teenagers are going to be like, yeah, I got your back. Yeah, what a douchebag. Like, fuck that guy. So of course they're not going to be like, well, is that really what's happening? They're just going to believe what you have to say and take it at face value. So she sees the name and she's like, no,
can't be.
No, that's not, nah. So she's calling the office and she says, I need to make an appointment for today, for my boss. She needs to get in today. And they're like, is it an emergency? She's like, well, she's demanding to be seen today. She has gas.
To her, it's an emergency. Like, to the drama queen? Yeah.
He's not seeing anyone today. And you can see he can get in tomorrow. No, you don't understand. I have to get her in today. She's like, well, I'm sorry. He's not seeing anyone today. She's like, well, is he in office? Well, yes, he's in office, but he's not seeing anyone today. And she was like, okay, well, fuck this. So she hangs up and she's like, I'm going into the office. Yeah. I'm going to sit there until I get this appointment. So she gets herself over to his office and she's sitting there until she is demanded to get this appointment.
She sits there until the secretary goes to lunch or whatever. Then she's like, fuck it, I'm just going straight to his office.
Straight
in.
Yeah. That's why she's a strong person because she just takes charge.
Mm-hmm.
Just does it. So the secretary is giving her the stink eye and shit. And then the secretary leaves. And so she straight goes to the door and she walks in on
him banging some chick that works there. Banging. Straight banging
over the desk.
Yeah.
And he makes eye contact with
and
her.
then keeps banging.
I mean,
why he's looking at her and banging the other one,
and that's when he comes.
Yeah,
it was hot.
Banging.
It was hot. Okay.
Word of the day: banging.
It was fucking hot. Okay. I ain't gonna lie.
That's your. Oh, we'll talk about what I thought was hot.
That was the first thing that I was like, ooh, we can keep going.
I never ever wanted to have a pap smear as bad as I ever wanted to after reading that book.
There were many scenes, and that was another one.
Yeah,
that was another one.
Good God.
So anyway, she was just like, I'm so sorry. And she closes the door.
Well, no, she doesn't. Like, she literally stays there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Afterwards, after she watches them bang for another few minutes.
They banter. They start bantering because Tate's like an asshole. And she's going to give it right back to him.
Shit.
Like, she ain't going to hold back. Like, they're so going back and forth. And they're all, do you want us to get her out of here? And he's like, no, I kind of find her entertaining. So they're just bantering back and forth. Bantering. Yeah.
Yeah. So in essence, he ends up telling her that she can make this appointment for, I think it was the next day.
Yeah.
She still ended up getting the appointment the next day.
And I think she's all okay. Well, at this point, okay.
Because at that point, she understood, okay, you really are the same brother. You're same. She made the connections. And so she got the appointment for the next day. And I think it wasn't much longer.
No, because on the way out, she tells him, I see why Kellen didn't like you. You're exactly how he said you were.
That's right.
And then Tate's like, what the fuck?
And that's when he was like, you know my brother?
Yeah.
And that's when it was like, all hell broke loose after that.
He tried to follow her. She got away, and he's like, I've got to find her. Yeah. I mean, obviously, he knows who her boss is, so he's going to be able to find her. Yeah. So, yeah.
He full on hunted her ass down and, like, played games with the whole would call the boss and be like, oh, she left something at my office. I got to drop it off.
It's personal.
I got to drop it off. And she's like, well, you can bring it to the office. And he's like, okay, well, when is she there? Like, weird things. Yeah. And then at some point it was the boss wanted to invite the doctor to the baby shower.
The gender reveal, which he knew, so he actually put it in and won the prize.
And he never attends those, right?
I love this. Yeah.
So she wanted Charlotte to deliver the invitation to him. Or have it delivered to him, and she's like, oh, I'll just drop it off, whatever. So she takes it to his office to give to him, and he basically has his secretary give her a basket of shit from the closet, like champagne, like
I don't ever go to these.
He gets all of these gifts from people, like the cellophane wrapped things, and he just kind of goes, "Oh, just pick one of those."
I think he gave her a bottle of whiskey.
I was like,
all right.
Oh my God. He's like, I don't ever attend these things. It's just not appropriate, right? But he's like, are you going?
Yeah.
And she's like,
well, he started talking to her.
Yeah.
Like, he did end up getting and he's like, I need to find out about it. Because, we know that Kellen doesn't like him, but we don't know how he feels about Kellen. And now we're starting to figure some stuff out. Like, and he wants Charlotte to tell. He's never met anyone else that knew his brother, that could have been close to his brother, that might be able to have some answers for him. And so, it's kind of interesting how you start finding out the different perspectives and what really happened and why he had Kellen, which is the dad really dropped him off at his door and was like, I'm going to Florida with my whore.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I don't want this kid. You take him. And he covered for the dad and told Kellen, because he knew Kellen just idolizes dad. I'm going to keep you with me. You don't need to be seeing this guy, because he didn't like it. Tate does not like his father. No. You cannot. He's like, he's a loser.
He's a drug addict, a loser,
an alcoholic, all of it. Yeah.
All he does is want money, and he's awful.
So you start to see the dynamics. Then you start to figure it out a little bit, and then you see that not only Charlotte this whole time has been battling this grief, but then so has Tate, and they actually are able to kind of they start figure this out together. Yeah, because it's a long, slow process, though. Let me tell you. Yeah,
slow burn. Talk about slow burn. Slow,
but so angsty. Like, you're gonna feel these emotions. You're gonna
and so taking it back though, she back to Kellen and Charlotte. them two were attracted to each other, and they did kiss once.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
On the roof?
Yeah.
It was on the roof.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was one of their last encounters together.
Yeah.
Before he did jump. And it was his first kiss, her first kiss. And then he did find out that she had kissed his tormentor, that bully Mark guy, and he was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
He was pissed. And she didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And that was later when, afterwards, when she had found out that this guy is the one that's been actually beating him up and torturing him and bullying him to like all kinds of crazy levels. And that's when she got really worried, and he became more and more withdrawn from her after she told him that.
Yeah.
And that's when she reported it in a letter to the principal, and then went and stalked him at his house. And then that's when he just like cut her off entirely. And then after that, he jumped. And she had a lot of guilt, so much guilt.
On top of her parents dying in a fire she started, and her sister being burned. Like,
and
this girl can't fucking catch a break.
Her sister makes her feel guilty on a daily basis.
The time,
that it's her fault, that her parents are dead, and that she's scarred.
And she had to give up her life.
She had to
take
give up her
in.
life. Yeah. Everything's Charlotte's fault.
Yeah.
Everything is Charlotte's fault. Everything bad is Charlotte's fault. And that's what she lives with. And she's been living with that since she was like not 10, 14, 13. She was 13, I think, 12.
But then so much in the same breath, so much strength she possesses.
Yeah.
Walking through all this. There are days where I'm like, she compartmentalizes a little bit too much. Like, girl, you got to let some of this out.
And not really
but she holds herself together well. That's really why you never know with grief what the hell's going on.
And not ever really having any real therapy and stuff.
Or help or anyone to talk to or anything. Yeah.
No stability for that. So it was impressive. We didn't go through her college years in the book. It just kind of jumped from ending Kellen's death and then straight to 5 years later when she's already out and working in the real world. But yeah, the slow burn. So she had that connection with Kellen. Like he was her thing, her connection. That's where they bonded. And then now we're connecting with the brother, the older brother, much older brother, and not necessarily in a sexual way. Yeah, he's hot in her eyes. And when he sees her, he's thinking, yeah, you're attractive, but you're my little brother's friend.
Yeah.
Like, that's where he draws the line. Like, no, that's all he sees. He just wants to know about his brother. That's all he wants from her. And so that's what he's constantly doing. So he's constantly seeking her out for different things. He ends up showing up at the gender reveal party and guessing what the gender is and winning the drawing because he already knows the gender. That was kind of funny.
Ended up being her gyno.
Yeah, because it's her gyno. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
giving her a pap smear.
So she's talking to her boss and all the ladies at work, and they all find out that she's never had a pap smear because she's never had sex.
Yeah.
And she was kind of like, I've never had it. And they're like, oh my God, girl, you're going to have to go. I'm going to hook you up with my doctor. And she's like, dear God, please don't.
No.
Like, please don't. She's like, no, it's going to be a favor to me. And I need you healthy. I blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh my God. And so she calls the office and they're like, we need to get you in. And he's like, how do you say no?
Yeah.
Like without it being obvious that I know her. And I like, How do we do this? So
she's like, and how do I say no without having to both of them don't want to do this, and both of them are like, we don't know how to get out of this.
Yeah, neither one of them knew how to appropriately get out of it. So she ends up going there, and he's like, do you want to do this? And she's like, yeah.
Do you want my colleague? Like
she's like, I can.
He gives her an out. Yeah.
I can get my friend. She's like, well, like, is he like 100 or like?
Show me a picture.
Yeah, she's like, you can do this professionally, right? He's like, absolutely, this can be very clinical.
Yeah,
and he is a professional. I give him that. So he's doing the whole. And do you want me to do your breast exam? And she was just kind of like, what does that entail? And so he's like, I'll show you. And so he shows her on a silicone boob, and she was like, oh, he's like, you should probably, learn how to do this, on your own or whatever. And she's like, whatever. So they do that. And then so he gives her the actual pap smear. Take it away, No-No.
So she's a virgin. She has to disclose this on this information. One of the questions is going to be, how many sexual encounters have you had? When's the last time you had? Okay, she's a virgin. So he's reading this. He's like, okay, so I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do the finger check because that would break your hymen. So at this point, he's already gone over the breast exam. She's getting a little turned on just by their kind of banter they've always had. And now
her panties were wet.
Now he's touching around on her. And he's like, I'm not going to do the finger check. And she's like, but I think you probably should. Because what's it for? And he's like, well, you check for cancer. You use for cancer. And she's like, you definitely sounds like something I should have. And he goes, no, because it would break your hymen. And she goes, okay.
Yeah, she was so down for that.
And he goes, you don't want to have your hymen broken by my finger. She's like, bet.
She's like, yeah.
Totally do.
I'm all right with that.
And so he literally does. He breaks her hymen, checks her, and she comes on the table.
With a moan.
Yeah. Like the whole description of it, fantastic.
It was. I was almost a little embarrassed for her.
Yeah.
But I giggled and I was
oh my God.
So great.
I was like, oh, I love everything about how this just happened.
Yeah. It was great.
And I think that's when he started realizing, do I actually like look at her as a woman and not my little brother's friend? Like,
and I give him total props because he totally didn't embarrass her, because their banter has been very needling and almost mean at times to each other. And he could have taken the opportunity to fucking embarrass her over that. And he did not. He kept it very professional, ignored that it even happened, and just moved right on with her life. And she's dying inside. Dying inside.
And you're dying with her if you're reading
and I'm
this.
Just going,
you're dying with her. You're like, oh my God.
And I'm going, this is why I don't have male gynos. Doesn't happen in my world. No.
This is why I only have male gynos.
And my baby doctor, he was like 800 years old. He was very nice, but no. So, yeah. And then from there, it just kind of, it slowly, I don't even want to say slowly, but it started escalating a little bit faster between them two. And then...
But still slow burn.
But still slow burn, like Jesus.
Like they have so much to figure out between the two of them. Yeah.
And he kept finding reasons to have her in his life for different reasons. Like, can you help me do this? Mm-hmm. Can you help me do this? Can you go into Kellen's room for me? Like, I haven't touched it since he died.
Yeah.
And once all of those projects were done...
Then she finds reasons to have him, because then she finds out Kellen left her a book to finish.
Correct. Then it's like...
Then she's like, I'm doing this here, where I can feel Kellen.
Yeah, so there was a locked drawer in the desk.
Crazy stuff happened.
Desk at the home, the apartment home that Kellen or Dr. Tate owned, and the keys were left for Charlotte. And... well, he gets into it, and the envelope says it's for Charlotte.
Yeah, but she does find the keys later. Yeah.
Yeah, so he gives it to her, and because the dad was dying to get in there. Yeah. Dying to get in there. And we were like, what the hell, bro?
And this dad...
He's crazy.
He really is a piece of shit.
He really is.
Like, God, he's a terrible father.
Yeah, he's awful. I don't even want to get into how awful he is.
Yeah.
He comes in from Florida, and finally... He manipulates Tate to be like, you don't want to be, the media to find out that you left your dad out on the street.
Yeah.
He's like, fine, you can stay on my couch, but you cannot gamble, and you cannot drink, and you cannot bring women to my house. Period. End of story. You break those rules and you're out. And he's like, fine, fine, fine. So he literally sits on his, and he's like, you've got to finish your book.
Yeah.
You're writing a book, finish it. So he sits on his ass all day, watches TV, eats all of his food, makes a mess. He doesn't do anything. And then he goes and he made it clear, you do not go into Kellen's room.
Yeah.
And then he goes in to the house and finds the dad passed out on Kellen's bed
with the book on
with
him. Yeah.
this manuscript
he broke the drawer. Yeah.
that Kellen had in the locked drawer of his desk because the dad busted open the drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Tate was pissed.
Yeah.
So he took the script and hid it. And because that script belonged to Charlotte.
Yeah. They
was,
figured that out. Yeah, it's a
they,
whole thing.
They figured
yeah.
out that was left for Charlotte. Kellen had written a book and left it for Charlotte to finish.
Yeah.
Literally for her to finish.
Because it's about her. It's called Darling Venom.
Darling Venom.
Yeah.
He had actually written this book about him and her.
Yeah.
And her character was Venom in the book. She was venom to him. She was venomous to him. And it was amazing. And she was like, I'm not like a writer. I'm not an editor. I'm going to do my best and I'm going to do it for him. So she's like, but I need to be in the space that he lived to do this. So that was her excuse to be in Tate's space. And Tate's like, I can't have you here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Like those two hate each other.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Because it was she was such a fucking temptation for him. And he was so self-loathing about it.
Both of them in
that.
a way, yeah. But then she's like, I already lost one Marchetti brother. I'm not doing it to another one. I'm saving this one.
And she was hell-bent on breaking his self-loathing about the guilt he carried over Kellen. And she's like, you need to read this book. You need to read this book. Because in the book Kellen wrote, he disclosed how much he really didn't hate his brother.
Right.
He understood where he was coming from. He was just angry. Yeah. He was just angry. And it turned out Kellen was on drugs.
Yeah.
He was fucking on drugs. A lot. Yeah. Because his dad supplied him with the drugs.
And his mother that killed her. His dad supplied those drugs too. Like, this dad is a piece of shit.
Yeah, and it turned out his dad found the mother first, but didn't want to deal with it. So he
left it for the kid.
Left it for Kellen to find. So Kellen could deal with it.
He's a douche canoe.
And Kellen was like 9.
Yeah, it's
Wasn't
crazy.
He little? He was little.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, what the fuck is... so sick. Yeah. And then the dad's reasoning for giving drugs to Kellen was, I wanted to make sure he was getting clean drugs. What?
Okay, that's parenting at its best right there.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So gross. So she's in the apartment for a really long time with him, working with him, and then she starts cooking meals and making sure that Tate's fed, and Tate's just kind of like, you've got to get out, you got to get out. Yeah. And then when the book is done, they start to, when it becomes to be published, she doesn't want any of the money for herself. It's going to a charity. And it's being advertised everywhere, in the subways, on the buses, everywhere. And so now she's moved out of the house again, out of his house. And now he's kind of missing it. Yeah. Like he's missing her presence. Yeah. But she gets back into the house and she wants him to read this fucking book. So she puts the posters all over his bedroom and on the ceiling.
Yeah, so when he's laying there, he's looking at it.
It doesn't matter which direction he lays. He will see the poster because there's a caption from the book on the poster that's directed, I think, about something specific that would draw Tate to read the book, I think. I can't remember what it was, but it was a line from the book, and it was so powerful that she really, really, really wanted him to read this book, and she would leave the copy of the manuscript on his nightstand. And he kept seeing this fucking advertised everywhere. Yeah. And then he finally did read it. Yeah. He finally took a day off from work, and he sat down and he fucking read it. And he felt 1,000,000 times better.
Yeah. Listen to the voicemail that he never listened to from Kellen.
That's
there's just so many things that they're both holding on to.
He was supposed to meet his brother for dinner at the diner the night he died, and his brother Tate had an emergency C-section, I think.
For triplets, and one of them was named after Kellen.
To deliver twins or triplets. He didn't get the message about whatever. So Kellen tried to call him, so left him a message, and he didn't get a chance to call Kellen or let him know that he's not going to make it or whatever. And the woman who had these triplets, she was so relieved or whatever, and he had told her about the brother, and so she named one of the triplets after his brother. So he was so excited, wanted to tell Kellen, hey, you have a legacy out there, but he never got a chance to tell him that. That's right. So he never did listen to the voicemail from his brother Kellen until after he read that manuscript, and this is 5 years later. 6 years later. So many things. It's so crazy. And after he reads this manuscript, that's when he hums to Jesus moments. You know? I mean, it's amazing.
It is. It's a great book. It's a great read.
So much. And then,
if you like emotional, angsty books, this is it. Like, this is a good one.
I actually did tear.
Yeah,
tear
it's emotional. This one's emotional. Yeah.
It's, and Charlotte and Tate end up together. They do. I mean, but it took
a long battle. Yeah.
Till the very end of the fucking book to get there.
Battle, yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. So is Darling Venom a book you read for the romance or one you read to understand grief a little bit better? And who would you recommend this book to? No,
you read this if you want to understand grief a little better, if you like a real angsty type, but you don't read this for the romance. Because this journey is going to take you so far from the romance until it kind of brings you back at the end.
Yeah.
So far. So anyone who likes just books that give you serious feels, I mean, probably be ready to cry. Like books that you're going to maybe have a hard time choking, but if you love doing that to yourself.
But it has a lot of fun moments.
Yeah, it does.
Too.
Yeah.
It's
like, it's a great book. Yeah.
Yeah. It's well written.
Yes.
I think
very
it's well written.
Yeah.
And a great storyline.
Yes.
A great storyline about a lot
read the triggers though. Like read those triggers.
About how you can easily misunderstand people.
Yeah.
So misunderstand people. So, so are you ready to close out?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a little disclaimer time. We are not affiliated with, sponsored by, or endorsed by any artists, musicians, or brands we mention. This is strictly for fun, vibes, and chaos.
Okay. Thank God, because I was like, what are we doing? Okay.
This is the match the song game.
I got it. I got my songs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read a prompt, and we're each going to name a song that best fits the character or moment.
Okay.
There's no debating required. You can explain it if you'd like. They can be literal, emotional, or vibe-based, whatever. Okay. So here's like an example. So like Kellen Marchetti. It's a grief song. So a song that captures loss, guilt, and being frozen in pain. So the song would be like Hurt by Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the sample of what we're doing. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What am I starting with? Did I give you a
Kellen?
list? Okay, go ahead. Because that's the one I want to use. Is Hurt.
Okay.
Hurt by Johnny Cash for Kellen.
I'll go. So Kellen.
Okay.
You said Hurt by Johnny Cash. I said Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
Ooh.
Yeah. I feel like he's just got something black hanging over him. Like he just can't see past that black parade he's stuck in. Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. Charlotte Richards.
I put Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield because I feel like her story. Have you never heard the song? Oh, it's a great song. Yeah. It's just about how her stories, there's so much of it still unwritten. And I feel like that's the truth for her. Like she's been through so much. She deserves to have some of it unwritten.
Okay.
So she can pick her own story.
All
yeah.
Right. I did a survival song, Still Breathing, Still Here, even when it hurts. So it's Breathe Me by Sia.
Okay.
All right. So Dr. Tate Marchetti.
My Immortal by Evanescence.
Oh,
like just that song.
Yeah.
Remember that song? That's just
that
about grief and not being just kind of stuck in it. Yeah.
Okay, I did Fix You by Coldplay.
I love Fix You. Yeah, good one.
I don't even like Coldplay.
Oh, I love
Coldplay. But I just thought the words in that song were fitting. Yep. Okay, Charlotte and Tate together.
Have you ever heard the song Gravity by Sarah Bareilles?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good call.
that's a good song too, huh? Yeah, like just kind of stuck in each other's gravity. Sometimes they don't want to be, sometimes they are pushing hard not to be, but yeah.
Okay. I did The Night We Met by Lord Huron. Okay.
Like it.
All right. Terry Marchetti.
Money, That's What I Want by the Beatles. Mm-hmm. That's fucking him. Greedy bastard.
Perfect. I just did Demons by Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah.
Okay. So how about a Forbidden Feelings song for this book?
I put Black by Pearl Jam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did Slow Burn by Casey Musgraves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't know that song, but the words.
Okay.
The words were there.
Okay.
The guilt song for this book.
I picked the song Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word by Elton John.
Oh, nice.
Because the whole fucking book, like, none of them ever just say sorry or try to listen to anyone else's perspective.
Right.
Like, they're so all stuck in their own thoughts and ways. Yeah.
I did Liability by Lorde. Okay. The Moving On song.
Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
I did Clean by Taylor Swift.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Why, Tay-Tay?
I'm not a T Swift song, person either. I don't hate her, but I'm not a huge fan either. But the words. All right, the Love After Loss song.
Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton.
Oh, you're doing good on this, girl. I did Come Back to Earth by Mac Miller.
I literally listened to grief songs only for a while.
So this is why you're nailing it.
Like, literally. And if it literally talked about death and grief, I was all over this. Like,
shit, you're nailing this one, girl. All right, the Happily Ever After song.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Marvin Gaye.
I did Bloom by Paper Kites. Oh my God. And the last one, the book overall.
Everybody Hurts by R.E.M.
Shit. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good call. I did Lua by Bright Eyes.
Okay.
All right. I think I wrote that twice. All right, girl.
All right.
I think that's all we have time for today.
Yep.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.